Hey there, Aging Army, it's the General here, and today I'm going to give you a brief synopsis of the Shock and Awe Training and Nutrition series and what's it all about. Your body wants to stay in a state called homeostasis, which means it doesn't want to change. So we have to shock it into changing. Normally what people do is they will slowly add food if they want to get bigger. They'll slowly add weights if they want to get bigger. Just take away food slowly if they want to get leaner, and do more cardio if they want to get leaner. The shock and awe theory is that by presenting your body with new stresses, when it comes to weight training, we'll cover weight training first. When it comes to training, we give it new shocks, new exercises, new rep speeds, new splits, so the muscles don't always know what's coming up next. If you always train the same way, chest is every Monday, eventually your body's going to say, Monday is chest day. And if you always do bench press, when you get under the bench press, your body's going to say, this is bench press. And I know this exercise very well. And I now can biomechanically do this exercise very well and not have to use as much muscle mass or stimulate as much muscle as I once had to when I first started working out. This is the one reason why we get such good gains when we first start training. It's because the muscles don't have any idea what's going on. They're shocked. So what we want to do with the shock and awe system is to give our bodies new exercises on a regular basis. And we want to use different tempos, different training speeds, different splits, so our body never says, hey, this is what's coming. Strength athletes, on the other hand, want to do things like bench press, up to 3 times a week, because they want to train their bodies biomechanically to teach their bodies to become extremely efficient at lifting the at lifting the weights. And whereas bodybuilders, we actually would prefer to be very inefficient biomechanically and utilize as much muscle mass to muscle to lift the weight, thereby stimulating the muscles to grow. So we want to use a wide variety of exercises and a wide variety of splits, a wide variety of tempos. As far as food goes, something that is used quite often is carb cycling. And what I do is it's carb cycling, but it's also protein cycling and fat cycling. Your body, like weights, like getting used to weights or certain exercises, will also get used to food. And it'll get used to macronutrients. It'll get used to, if you're always eating the same amount of protein, day in and day out, your body will know, this is how much protein I get, day in and day out. This is how many calories I'm getting, day in and day out. And it will adapt. You can look at the extremes. You can look at someone who is anorexic and eats very, very little food. Well, they will survive, albeit their health will take a huge turn, but their body will adapt, and their body will allow them to exercise, as many do, and go on with life, albeit slowly deteriorating, but they can survive on a very measly amount of calories. And then you can look at someone who is morbidly obese, and they eat so much food that yes, their body becomes toxic, but they don't continually gain fat upon fat. It's not like they continually gain, 6 pounds a week or anything. The gains after that are very slow because their bodies have adapted to that caloric intake. So what we want to do as bodybuilders is we want to always shock our body. We never want to give it the same amount of protein on a day in and day out basis. We don't want to give it the same amount of carbohydrates on a day in and day out basis, or the same amount of fat. I should say, because I'm talking about macronutrients, I don't want anyone to think that it's all about macronutrients, because micronutrients are very, very important, and all the foods that I recommend on the Shock and Awe nutrition plan are all very nutritionally dense foods. We don't just eat for protein a certain number of grams. We eat foods that have a lot of nutrition to them. So we do eat for grams, but we also eat nutrition dense foods. It's not all about just the macronutrients. And that's for those people that do like to think that all protein is equal and all carbs are equal and all fats are equal. Well, that's not how I look at it at all. Different fats and different proteins, the nutrient density of the foods that you eat will reflect highly on your health and on your gains, which is what most people care about more than their health. So that gives you a brief summary. You can check out the shock and awe training and nutrition system on our blog, agarmy.com/blog. And there's more there. Teach you how to figure out your protein, carbs, and fats, how to cycle them. And I also do a little bit of personal consulting, not a lot. I only take on 10 people max a month. But if that's something you're interested in, you can hold me as well about that. That's it. Boom. Boom.